Ashli Babbitt. If you are aware of the incident that took place on January 6th, then you're aware that Ashli Babbitt was shot and killed by a Capitol police officer that day because she was she was in the crowd that was being let in the building by the Capitol Police. We do know that. We have video footage showing that they were let in the building, and she was trying to jump through a window inside the Capitol, and then this what looked like a black police officer actually shot her and killed her. And the weirdest part about all of that whole video there, is that there were even cops behind her. So it's not like the Capitol police officer really needed to shoot. It didn't seem like that, considering that there were police officers right behind her. Why did he need to do that? Well, here you have it. Now, her husband is actually filing now a complaint or a lawsuit against the DC Superior Court. So this happened last week. Her husband's name, Aaron Babbitt. He said that he's actually going to be filing this claim against the DC Metropolitan Police Department. And the complaint is about the fact that they failed to comply with the DC Freedoms of Information Act. Because if you remember, the Department of Justice essentially ruled that they didn't need to disclose his information. That they never needed to tell you anything about his name. Well, obviously they didn't even have a good reasoning behind it. It seemed like they were just kind of blowing it off because they didn't want to do it. Was it because the cop was black? Probably so. Was it because they're not concerned about what happened to Ashli Babbitt? I guarantee you that's why. But it goes on. So their investigation led to the Department of Justice announcing in April that it would not be pursuing charges against the officer in the shooting, saying there was insufficient evidence to support a criminal prosecution. Based off of what means? Once again, looking at the video, she was not doing anything that was illegal when considering that they were letting all of these people into the building anyways. There were Capitol police officers right behind her. Why did the guy need to shoot her anyways? And the left was, for the longest period of time, trying to pin all of these, oh, this cop died. Don't act like you care about cops, because you refuse to actually acknowledge or put out the name of the guy that killed Ashli Babbitt. This is about politics here. The thing is that they have no problem identifying the police officers that shot black people last year within 24 hours. If a black, Hispanic person or whatever gets shot by a cop and that cop's white, their name is out there on blast within no time. But with this one, months and months and months have passed, nothing. Radio silence once again from the mainstream media, from the Department of Justice. So Babbitt claims in the complaint he filed, the Freedom of Information Act request on April 21st, asking for a slew of documents relating to his wife's death, including video footage of the incident, witness statements, and documents that identify the officer or person who shot Ashli Babbitt. And by the way, to date, none of the Capitol or anybody else has released any video footage from the security cameras. Apparently, there's like 14,000 hours of video footage from that day that they refuse to release. I wonder why that is. Could it possibly be that we'd be able to identify who that person is? I don't know. But they refuse to release any of that, and they have not identified the officers or the officer that fired the fatal shot whatsoever. So we'll see what comes of this. I hope that they get some type of justice here. I mean, he has a right to at least have a name to attribute to literally his wife's death, and they refuse to supply it. So you've got this guy running around, scotch-free, nothing happening at all. And like I said, she was the only person killed on January 6th, which makes things even worse. I'm not talking about the people that died from a heart attack or whatever the left was trying to lie about. She was the only person that was killed because of the accident, what actually took place on January 6th, and was by a police officer. And yet, we hear nothing about it. You just watched a clip from The William Hall Show. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe.